All right, I have to make this video for you guys. I'm gonna play a clip of the answer that Bobi Wine, aka Robert Chagurani, was asked a question by a journalist. I think it was a white guy from Canada. They asked him, "What is your new Uganda or democratic Uganda will look like?" And this is what he answered.
You've spoken about a new Uganda, and I've asked this slightly a bit before, but I want to be a bit more specific. And what does this new Uganda look like with governance and democratic models? And that's all my questions. Thank you so much.
Our vision of a new Uganda. Man, the new Uganda, now I want you to imagine a country, the most fertile place on earth, that's Uganda, where the great river Nile starts from, where we have the biggest freshwater lake, Lake Naruwari, which you call Lake Victoria, with the most enterprising people, the youngest population in the world, the most enterprising people, creative people like myself, handsome men and women. Now, those are the resources.
So the fact that I'm interested in running for president at some point in 2020, is it 2031? I have to make this video. I have to show people that Uganda cannot be led by mediocres. You have traveled from Uganda. You're going around North America. You're going to Canada. You're going to the US. A journalist comes to you. They ask you, what is your vision of the new Uganda, democratic Uganda, will look like? And you start your answer saying, oh man, you see, Uganda has the biggest lake, beautiful Victoria, Lake Victoria. That is what they call irrelevancy. That is not answering the question. Let me help you, Mr. Bobi Wine, aka Robert Chagulani. When someone asks you about that new vision of a democratic Uganda, you want to talk about reinstating term limits. You remember in 2005, the current regime under President Museveni removed the term limits, the presidential term limits. So you want to tell people that when you get into power, you want to reinstate term limits so that any president can run for only 2 terms, which is 5 years, 10 years maximum. That's number one. And then you want to mention, because the last time you told us in 2021 that they rigged the elections, who is in charge of the elections? You want to talk about electoral reforms. You want to say that you're going to create an independent electoral commission. Which one? That the one that the president or the executive does not have control over. You see? That's number 2, right? And then you want to talk about removing military from politics. You've been complaining, saying that, oh, people have been abducted by the military. People are being charged in military courts. You want to talk about that. You want to say, you know what? When I become president, that nonsense of the military charging people or going to court martial, civilian going to court martial, it has to stop. We're going to follow the final Supreme Court decision that was announced, that civilians can't be charged in military courts, right? That's number 3. You want to talk about ending corruption. You want to talk about establishing districts. We remember we had like 30 district or 60 district, and then Museveni, because he wants to make too many politicians like MPs, he created 110 districts. You say, oh, you know what? When I become president, I'm gonna go back to the district we had, 60 districts. You want to talk about like transformation of the society. You know, like people are not happy. all of you guys are disrupted, they are divided, they're not happy about the conditions. So you want to say, oh, we're going to reunite the people. We want people to work together. We want, because we have a lot of tribes in Uganda, like 50 tribes. So you want to say, you know what? We're going to be working together. I'm going to initiate whatever commission to reconcile, all the tribes and all that stuff. Because you can't live in a country or develop a country when people are not working together, if they are divided, based on their tribes and religions, So your answer was really absurd. I don't know if you were not prepared, but I was forced to answer you. Look for people before you even entertain journalists to ask you questions. You can tell them, you give me the questions, prior to asking me. That way you can prepare. Because you're going on a camera and these things go international, they go viral. Now we look at you as a dummy. We look at you as a fool. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people love Bobi Wine, but, we cannot allow a mediocre to be our president. We went to school, and I heard you talking about you went to school on government sponsorship. That is so weird, dude. I can't even believe that they gave you a government scholarship, But anyway, that is it. And I hope you guys can love this conversation and share it and like it.